Hello, my lovely audience. So, this is gonna be What If Deku Was Killer Croc Part 3. This is take 2 because something happened when I was making the first take, when I was getting to the good part. So, what ends up happening here is this. Deku is going to, he's going to go against All Might. This is after the pipe, so I believe, if I remember correctly, Deku goes against All Might with Bakugo. So that's the same team. I'm going to say that what ends up happening is he grabs Bakugo, and instead of fighting him, because I think All Might would know that Deku is stronger than him, and would actually try to go against Deku and, take him down before going after Bakugo. And immediately would punch Deku into a wall, and Bakugo would try to blow him up and try and take down All Might. And would fail miserably, because then All Might would punch him in the face, knocking him out and having him skid across the ground. And Deku would come back out, and, they would just have a full-on fight. And, I would say that when Deku accidentally hits All Might where his scar is, he would flinch for a second, and then it would kind of look like that he got him good. But I would say the teachers would realize that he hit him right in the scar, and Deku would freeze for a second. But All Might would just say, just go, grab Bakugo and go. I'll chase after you, and you can basically try and just make a slash towards me, and the wind, create like a wind blade. And he would quickly summarize it to Deku, who would then immediately grab Bakugo. And what ends up happening is this. All Might would then punch towards Deku, but then he would throw Bakugo and basically cut through the air with his claws and immediately send a wind blades flying towards All Might, who would then block and get knocked back. Then they win. They get away, and they actually made it. And they were able to hold their own Deku was able to hold his own against All Might. Now, for the what if that is, the best part of this what if, is going to be the camp. Deku versus Muscular. Now, the whole thing pretty much happens the same thing, but I would say when Deku is going to the camp and, when he's going there on foot, he would actually bulldoze through everything. He would run in one straight direction and just cut through everything with punches and everything. And he would just run through it immediately. Just imagine the Juggernaut going at 40 miles per hour and having Detroit Smashes punching through the tree line. That's pretty much what's going to happen. Now, I would say that the Wild Pussycats would think they were getting attacked by a villain, but then when they find out it's a student, they're like, oh, we're sorry for mistaking you for a villain. And I would say that they are actually kind of interested on what Deku can do, like what he's able to handle. And what ends up happening is his training for this is literally just muscle training, just adding weights upon weights on him and just seeing how much he can handle. And I'm just going to say it. He is benching, like, the really big Wild Pussycat, he's benching him. He's literally pushing his weight on Deku. And I would say that there was a few of those tree monster things actually pushing down on Deku to give him an actual hard challenge. So yeah, he's benching their weight. Now, as for what's going to happen with Kodo, I would say Kodo would be at first scared of him. But, he would actually also wonder, like, what's a monster doing, like you doing here? And Deku would kind of feel bad for him, because I would say that he would recognize that there is some kind of sadness and pain going on with Koda. And for when the villains attack, Deku would be immediately told to go save Koda, because he's the strongest one, and, one of the strongest students to actually help with this. Like, they would trust him to actually be able to protect him. And when he finds Muscular, and he learns of what happened to Koda, he would then stand up for him, and he would immediately walk towards Muscular, and Muscular would immediately attack Deku, but he would not understand that this Deku is stronger than the other one. And he does a full-on, I would say, 1,000% in his arm, blasting away the skin on his arm, revealing only the muscle, and just blood splattering. And him just hitting it Muscular and pretty much launching him far as fuck away while destroying his entire, left side of, Muscular. And making Muscular cough up blood. And yeah, Muscular would be completely defeated there and right then. Immediately after about an hour, Deku's his arm is pretty much healed. And it looks pretty bad, but it's healed. It's pretty much healed. And Koda would say that amount of destructive power and you still want to become a hero. And even though he was scared that he was going to lose, and now he sees that how powerful he is and how, like, you would even see, like, say, like, some kind of speech that's really justice worthy and really, really badass. Like, you don't need to be, you can be a monster and still be a hero. You can be a lot of things and still be a hero. But what you've done, you've orphaned this boy, and I cannot forgive that. And yeah, he pretty much kicked Muscular. That's that. Yeah, Muscular's ass would be kicked. Now, the goal of the villains is not to go after Bakugo, it is to go after Deku. And what ends up happening is this. They try to capture Deku, but they notice that Bakugo and Todoroki are the closest ones there. So, what do some villains do when they actually notice Deku? Or, notice that he's, at least, unable to get touched, really, because I would say that the guy that, Mr. Compress, or whatever his name is, where he compresses things people into marbles, I would say that he wouldn't be able to touch Deku because he'd be using wind blades and cutting through the trees and preventing him from getting even close to him, which would then have him just run away, because fuck that. Fuck that. And immediately they would just capture Todoroki and Bakugo. But here's the thing. Deku would chase after him and he would actually cut off his arm, and having it that he, actually wouldn't cut it off his arm. I would say he'd break it entirely just by, he would crush the bones in his arm by squeezing really tightly when he grabs a hold of Mr. Compress, and only giving up Todoroki, and Bakugo would be captured. Now, what would end up happening next is this. Deku would want to go after Bakugo and try and save him, which is why he's going to be donning on this yellow coat to try and hide himself. And he's going to go after Bakugo one way or another. And I would say Momo would try and help him, and they kind of want to know how are they going to get him. Because I would say that they find him finally, so they want to know how are they going to get him. And I'm going to say that Deku can smell Bakugo. He can definitely smell him. So, what does he do? He digs a tunnel through the sewers and through to where, Bakugo would be. And when All Might is fighting All For One, basically you just see the ground cave in on Bakugo as he is pulled away by Deku and carried off, and, the entire underground that he has created is being destroyed by him and leaving only, rubble in behind. So, yeah, what ends up happening is Deku just dug a hole entirely over to where Bakugo would be. Also, if you hear Jen, I don't know if I said this in the beginning of the video, but it's my PlayStation. A friend wanted to hear this whole thing go out, video. So yeah, he's enjoying me talk this entire time. Anyways, let's get back to the what if. So yeah, he basically saves Bakugo, and yeah, he would get in trouble, but I don't think it would be as much, because I would say that they kind of were like, all right, you didn't fight them, but you still went into a dangerous place, but you saved a student, so we can't really come up with a punishment for you. So yeah, sorry if the video is short, but yeah, that is part 3 of What If Deku was Killer Croc. I'm also going to do What If Deku was the Flash later, maybe later on this week, maybe Friday, because I've been kind of wanting to do that, and I got an idea of what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, me and Lazy are going to come up with it together. And also, the whole Joker What If, expect that by Christmas, because Me and Lazy are coming with it together, and it is fucking hard. Oh my god, is it so hard? Holy crap. It is hard. Anyways, yeah. So, next week, what would you guys want to see? Wolverine or Deadpool? Or the Batman one? Tell me which ones you guys want to see in the comments next. But yeah. Have a good day and a good night, and peace out.